you'll find that, well, if you have weeds, the weeds will end up growing, you know, after the first 2 or 3 cycles, the weeds will grow high on the bank and the grass will grow, and then after 4 or 5 years, the whole bank will grass over. But that's where weeds, I mean, the problem is that we have to have some plants that compensate for the changes, and there must be plants here, and that's where the research has got to be channeled. But there are plants that, like, these must be tap-rooted plants. See that? If I could get this grass plant out properly that's here, and I'm sorry to pull out a grass plant in the year in this paddock like this, but
Really going to miss that thing.
Yeah, that's right.
but if we put them alongside one another like that, if I'd have got that off properly, you'd find that this has got no roots on it till it broke off down there. That's where it would have fanned out, this plant. So they're actually not in competition with one another. In fact, this fellow doesn't put sugars into the ground because this fella can pinch them. And so they have this symbiotic relationship. And this bloke is leaving that peg in the ground. This fella can't really do that, and when he's finished his cycle there's virtually no access for water to get in. When this one's finished, there's a hole in the ground to help fill it up. And someone was telling me about rangeland management and plants that have got a huge infiltration under the soil. Help me out here. He's got the research, see, which is really fundamental to a lot of the stuff we all need to know. We've been doing it for 9 years, and some of the, what's the plant, the prickly thing?
It's just currant bush.
Okay. I believe their experiment goes forward, they'll find that in fact, maybe even if they've got to manage the infestation of currant bush quickly, it'll actually have created a job, got them to a place where the grass will then stop it regrowing, much the same as you've experienced where you can put grass in, get it straight away, it doesn't come back, where you can't do it, the shit all comes back. Now, that's a very good guide as well to your management strategies. If there's too much shit starting to grow, you're overgrazing, so you've got to back off. But the more fertility you can keep on your ridges, and that's where you want at least a couple of 100 yards wide in country like this, really heavy stuff, and then you could afford to clear strips through instead of trying to clear big areas. And I'm sure it'll work, and the productivity will increase and all that. And I believe that if it's properly researched and understood, contrary to what's the laws today, it'd be also legal, because it's a benefit to do it that way, environmentally, practically, and all sorts of things. But because of the lack of knowledge in this, I think we've got to suffer the rules as they are, because while, you know, these clearing laws are restricting some people, they're protecting a hell of a lot of others. And you know, we've got to hasten quickly. These guys that are doing the research will come up with this information, and it will be available soon, I hope.